Hello and welcome to the Healed with Alyssa podcast. I am so excited for you guys to learn more information from me. This podcast is going to be all about helping heal your child and your family naturally without drugs or surgery. So let's get into it. Welcome to today's episode of Healed with Alyssa podcast. My name is Alyssa and I am a holistic nurse practitioner that left the Western medicine system after my son had some health issues after his routine shots. So on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about allergies, more relating to seasonal allergies. Seasonal allergies are fast approaching with March just around the corner. So let's talk about some natural things that we can do and what kind of causes allergies. This is for adults and kids. So number one, the biggest thing I see of causing allergies in the body is a stressed out liver and gallbladder. So our liver is our body's main detoxifier, and actually histamine is produced in the liver. So if the liver is overburdened with toxins, and these toxins obviously can be anything from, parasites, mold, heavy metals, environmental toxins, a diet super high in sugar and processed foods. This causes an overburdened liver. Some other symptoms of an overburdened liver are, eczema, dark circles under eyes, other skin kind of irritations, bloating. Constipation is a sign of a gallbladder stress. So the liver and the gallbladder work together. So like if one's stressed, that it kind of puts more stress on the other one. And so a stressed out liver is what causes allergies. So we need to address, number one, what's causing the stressed out liver, and help that. So, doing a parasite cleanse, maybe a mold detox, the biotoxin binder, and also the CXLB would be really good for mold detox. And so I'll link those down below if you suspect that mold is an issue. But the mold allergies are more like in the fall, and the spring I feel like is more like pollen. So some of my favorite things that you can do to help the liver for kids, a really great tool is the castor oil pack. And, you can slap it right over their liver, put some castor oil on that. And so the liver is on the lower right side by the lower rib. So you want to like feel for the ribs, and then it's on the right hand side. And so usually I recommend for my patients to start with like an hour and then they work up. I really like when people sleep with it on overnight, but for some people they can't do that. So, starting slow, right? And if you're you or your child is more of like a sensitive person, if they do like supplements and they get a reaction, you're going to want to do it for less, right? Maybe like 10-15 minutes. So how the castor oil pack works, and I kind of talked about this on the last podcast episode. If you haven't listened to that, go check it out, where I talked about all my favorite tools to help your body heal, in addition to taking supplements. So the castor oil pack is one of my favorites. It's non-invasive. You can do it for kids. They don't mind it. You can put it everywhere. I mean, I love the castor oil. Some nights I sleep with it, like on my thyroid, on my liver. I put it on my over my breast tissue. I look like a crazy person when I go to sleep sometimes. But it's super easy. Kids don't mind it. Some kids actually like it. And so it works. It like stimulates the bile, and the bile flow actually really does help with constipation as well. It's kind of like a detox. So I have patients who have, a lot of liver issues, a lot of allergies, working through certain things, but the castor oil pack just really helps further us along. It's kind of like an additional tool, you would say. And like, I do love coffee enemas. I do them on a regular basis. So I'll link my coffee enema guide here, but this is for adults. Like your child is not going to do coffee enemas. I would never give my child a coffee enema. But castor oil is really, really awesome for kids, toddlers. I think I started doing castor oil packs when my son was like a year and a half. We started doing castor oil packs. So yeah, it's really, really great tool. I have patients who allergy season comes and they are just hit like a ton of bricks, right? So we want to address the underlying things here, right? Is your house moldy? Are you loaded with parasites? All these things. But in the meantime, right, we can do different things. So castor oil is really good thing to help with your liver, your gallbladder. If you're an adult and you have really bad allergies, you can try coffee enemas. I'll link the coffee enema guide that I have in the show notes. Also, the castor oil pack link, which I really love. Also, just some like natural remedies to help with allergies. My favorite one is Antranex, probably because I took this for such a long time. I had really bad mast cell activation syndrome. So if you don't know what that is, I basically had like an allergic reaction every time I would eat something. Also, like scents or fragrances would cause me to almost have an allergic reaction. It felt like my throat would close up no matter what I would do. And once again, this is a sign of a toxic liver. So I do coffee enemas on a routine basis and constantly am working on my liver. So Antranex is amazing. It's like a natural, I don't know, Claritin, Benadryl. I use it for my patients with like allergies as well. So these are like little pills. It's, you can give it to kids. Absolutely. It's food. This is a standard process. It's a food-based supplement. So you can just like crush it up and put it in something if you want to give that to your kids. But this is a natural antihistamine. So I think of it like a natural, like Claritin or a natural Benadryl. So it works really, really good. Also, there is a liquid supplement called Allernest. So this is more of an herbal supplement, but this is really great for kids because it's liquid. It has a bunch of different herbs that are really great that help. It has like stinging nettle, right? Stinging nettle is really good for allergies, liver. Also, Allerplex. This is another standard process supplement, and this is really good for allergies. This is like a combination supplement. So this is more of like has some vitamin C, vitamin A, has some like, has some properties of different supplements, has some liver support. So this is more of like an overall allergy support. Also, helps to decrease inflammation like in the mucous membrane, so that is really good for that. But I think of like Antranex more of like a natural, like I don't know, it works. It's an antihistamine, but if people have like lingering congestion or runny nose, like I run to Antranex usually. That's like my go-to for like that type of stuff. Also, we do muscle testing in our practice, right? So if someone's having a symptom, I will test the supplements to see which one is going to help whatever they're dealing with. So that's why the beauty of muscle testing is because we can actually test which supplement is best for that person. We're not guessing based off of what we think. It's based off what the body wants, right? And everyone's body is different. Everyone's genetics are different. Everyone's organ dysfunction is different. So the body will tell me, the practitioner, which supplement it wants to help it heal itself. So that's why muscle testing is amazing. I love it. Also, a lot of people at this time, even a lot of my patients are coming in with like sinus issues. I know it's been real where I live in New Jersey. It's been really like damp, almost like moldy. It seems like fall almost in New Jersey right now. So biotoxin binder in a sinus rinse is really, really good to help clear the sinuses of like mold and toxins, right? It's also a binder, so it will clear out some toxins as well. This is really good during allergy season. We want to make sure our sinuses are clear. Also, back to the liver, the sinuses and the liver are linked. Okay. The liver, gallbladder, and sinuses are very much linked. When I had a really toxic liver, gallbladder, I had this like chronic sinus pressure. I didn't think of it I didn't think of it as anything for a really long time. And then I realized I was like, I have this chronic sinus pressure. I don't have it anymore because I've worked so much on my liver and my gallbladder, but so chronic sinus issues generally are linked to overburdened liver and gallbladder. So doing some biotoxin binder in a sinus rinse, like a Neomed, or, they have some other fancy contraptions, whichever one you prefer, that is really good to help with sinus issues. And and then, just the usual things, addressing the root cause. Also, in the springtime, what starts happening is like everyone starts spraying their pesticides again, right? Like you're starting to cut the grass and you're spraying your pesticides. So my favorite binder to help with, glyphosate and pesticides is HMET binder. And I would pair that, like this is, you can give that to kids, but I would pair that with the CXLB if it's for a child. So the CXLB is drops, and that's liver gallbladder drops. So the binder will bind the toxins, and the liver gallbladder drops will help flush out help the liver and gallbladder to flush out the toxins. And then for an adult, like the HMET binder with the advanced TUDCA would be like my go-to if like pesticides are an issue, like they're constantly spraying. I know where I live at the moment, I live in a condo and they love spraying their pesticides in a condo. So when they start spraying those, I go heavy on my binders because I got to get those toxins out of my body because I'm breathing it in. I'm absorbing it through my skin from being outside. So, so those binders are really, really good. But if you have any kind of sinus things, you're going to want to, do a sinus rinse because the sinuses are not a very, they don't have a lot of blood flow to them. So they're really difficult to get with by just taking supplements. So this is why you want to do a sinus rinse, right? Because it's really going to get in there. It's going to clear it out. It's going to help with, inflammation in the sinuses, things like that. And then relating to like ears, if you have allergies and it's affecting your ears, I would recommend the Para 3 drops for the ears. And you can also pair that with the Lymph Tone 3 for ear things. Like if you feel like it's clogged ears and things like that, along with like sinus and allergy issues. So you can do the Para 3 drops with the Lymph Tone 3. And how I usually use that is 1 drop of each. So like 1 drop Para 3, 1 drop Lymph Tone 3 in each ear, 2 to 3 times a day until it resolves. And then you can also do some like manual drainage, especially from the ears and the throat. So that is all I have for today about allergies. If you have any topics you want me to talk about on the next episode, send me a DM on Instagram, and I would love to talk about whatever that interests you. Okay, well, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.
If this podcast episode resonated with you, please share it with another mother or another family who's going through similar issues. And if you could please leave us a review and a rating, it would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you on the next episode.